The hygiene products that are offered are often not available due to funding. They don't have it, or it's being we don't have access to them. So what women are doing in lieu of not having the hygiene products, they are making their own, which is very, very toxic to the women's
How
bodies.
do you make your own? So basically, let's just cut through the chase. We're talking about tampons or maxi pads,
We're
right?
talking about both. For to make a maxi pad, a woman would use a sock. She would take a sock and she would use it as to catch her blood. And if she wanted to use a tampon, she would take pieces of the mattress, the stuffing inside of the mattress. She would roll it up and she would make it into a
Wait
tampon.
a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait
Or
a
she
minute.
would take
So wait a
pieces.
minute, Joseph and Kiana, if I could interject. Kiana's talking about using the inside of the mattress to make tampons and sanitary napkins. So it's not a secret that there is some sort of mesh, or it's not cotton, polyester blend mixed with fiberglass. The chemicals that are in it are known carcinogens. So I just want to throw this out there. A woman gets arrested, convicted, and sent to prison for theft. And I'm not going to say theft is not a serious crime, but the point is they didn't hurt anybody, didn't kill anybody. They used the inside of a mattress to make a tampon and basically put it inside of their body. These are chemicals, again, that are known carcinogens. You end up with, if not just toxic shock, you can end up with cervical cancer or all other types of cancers, which in essence, this might sound far-fetched, but it's the absolute truth. Your one little theft charge now turns into a death sentence. It's not like we have adequate medical care at MCIW. I don't know if that's politically correct for me to say, but it's the truth. So not only is it a biohazard, but it's dangerous to yourself, not to mention the fact that now you're destroying state property, and that's a whole nother street charge. So if somebody really wanted to be petty, they could send you back to court for destroying state
Destruction of
property.
property.
So
All
what?
of this because they don't have sanitary napkins. They don't have enough to give.
So whose responsibility is it? Do they say that your family have to be? They have to send you the money to buy it off a commissary. I mean, I'm not quite.
No, in this year, House Bill 797 was passed. And in that passing, this is the menstrual hygiene bill. So it's so crazy that in 2018, the government has to actually pass a bill to require the state to provide you with basic hygiene items. In this bill, the government allotted a budget moving forward for $81,000. $81,000 sounds like a lot of money, but when you're talking about almost 1,000 women, and out of that 1,000, somebody's on their cycle, quite a few of them every single day, that's not enough money. So it's not the responsibility of the inmate. It's not the responsibility of the inmate's family or support system. It is the responsibility of the state, because once you are a state prisoner with a state ID number, you belong to
State
the
property.
state. So in my mind, it's no different than me being in foster care. The state is required to take good care of my basic life needs, and sanitary napkins, panty liners, and tampons are basic life hygiene needs. Otherwise, I'm a walking biohazard. I'm a danger to the people around me, and other people are a danger to me because they have a cycle just like I do.
I was actually in a cell with a woman who came on her cycle really, really bad, and she was HIV positive. And she had no problems telling me that. It was no secret. She told me, and she knew, but she was indigent, and she had nothing. So she would come on her cycle, and when she woke up in the morning, it looked like she had been shot. So we're in a little 6 by 8 cell. I don't even know the dimensions of what they are, but we're in this little cell, and she wakes up and she's totally full of blood, and we can't get out of our cells for X amount of time to go to the shower. Like Chantel said, she is now a walking biohazard, and I am the person that will have to suffer behind that. And also, there's no proper way to dispose of the feminine hygiene products. You're not supposed to flush them down the toilet, so therefore, how are we supposed? There's no biohazard bags to put them in, so you just kind of like throw them around, or you put them into a bag, or you just put them in something, and you just let it sit there until you're able to get to the trash can. So
I can't believe this type of stuff is going on like this.
We have to barter for them, and we have to beg the officers, and there are stipulations that are not ethical, stipulations that the powers that be may not even be aware of, but time and time again, you can ask an officer, may I please have some sanitary napkins, may I please have some tampons, and they'll ask, well, is your room clean? Have you gone to whatever activity that you are supposed to be in at the time? And if the answer is not pleasing to the officer, then you just don't get what you need.
Or how about wait till
things that women are dealing with.
And so, we got a question on Facebook from Jonathan Newton. He said, was there any outreach from legal organizations to consider a class action for Eighth Amendment violation?
I don't know, Jonathan, but I hope that there is, because I would like to help lead that movement, because I reached out to PRISM while I was there, and they told me that my complaint or my letter was unfounded, and that I was crazy.
Did you all file any grievances or anything like that while you was in?
I filed several grievances on the process.
And you still have them?
I do. I still have them at home, so I'm ready to go forward with the process. And I have it where they wrote back and told me that it was unfounded and that it was just something I had to deal with. So I have that.
So let me ask y'all this. So is it a right? Because we're not talking about something that they could just say, you know what, we don't have to give you that. Mm-hmm. Is it a right for them to provide you with sanitary napkins?
According to HB 787, yes, it is.
But that's now, though. I'm talking about previous to that bill.
Prior to the bill, they had to provide it, but there was no law telling them in how often, or it was not. Somebody had to tell the government what to do. Like, it was nothing specifying, but it was in the COMAR that they did have, just like they have to provide us clothes, they have to provide us shoes, they have to provide us socks, they have to provide us a uniform. So in the COMAR, it states that they have to provide us with hygiene products, but it does not stipulate, because it says in the COMAR, for instance, it says they have to provide us with one coat. So and they don't even do that, but it tells them one coat, 2 pants, 2 pairs of socks. So they have guidelines, but it did not say, as the hygiene products were concerned, how much they had to give us.
It's ridiculous, man. I just can't believe that you would treat mothers like that. You know what I mean? Like, how you treat women like this, to have women walking around, you know, on their cycle without pads or without tampons. All together, that's just a big old health issue all by itself. And you say your cellmate had HIV, your cellmate was HIV positive. How many other women was in that prison HIV positive, walking around with blood running down their legs?
A lot.
This is unbelievable.
If I may interject,
if it wasn't y'all two, I wouldn't even believe you.
And you meet the medical staff talks to you about being in sexual relationships with other women on the compound, and they say that it is discouraged, not because it's morally wrong, but because according to their statistics, 1 in 3 women on the compound is positive for HIV or hepatitis. So, for a round figure, if there are 900 women there, that means that a third of those 900 women are positive for